All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about my tracker, and we're going to talk about modifications that you can make to a geo tracker to make it really good. They're really good in stock form, but let's talk about a few things that you can make them a little bit better. These are a budget build vehicle. This one I have about $5,000 total in. Kind of depending on the purchase price of the vehicle, but anyway, let's get into it. So one of the first things on the list to do after you buy your tracker, I was just doing a tune-up. Very first thing I do is a tune-up. New cap, rotor, spark plugs. Make sure you use the NGK spark plugs, and vacuum lines. There's a lot of vacuum control on these throttle body injection, or with the 16 valve, they're the fuel injection. There's a lot of vacuum control there. I would just go through and replace every vacuum line. If you look on the bottom side of your hood right here, as long as it's the hood that came with it, you got to look, make sure you have the right year is on here somewhere. It shows you your vacuum routing. It shows you your spark plug gap. It actually shows you what spark plugs, their NGKs, is what Suzuki uses. Use NGK plugs. They're going to be the best for this engine because that's what they're in stock. Then aside from the engine, tune-up, oil change, etc., I'd say you driveline rebuilds. So rebuild your drivelines, put new U-joints in them, and then your CV axles, put new boots on your CV axles. Well worth it. The stock axles are the best axles you can get, and you put CV boots on those. Again, I have a lot of videos on my channel of how to do all of this stuff. Maybe not the tune-up on the engine, that's simple, but anything else like the CV boots replacement, all of that's on my channel, how to do all that stuff. So go check it out. But a tune-up is a really big deal to do on these, just to keep them running really nice. One of the modifications that I did under the hood here while we got the hood open is this long tube. This is hot, but this long tube header. You can get those, like that was $100 on eBay. Awesome. Forever I had an exhaust manifold leak right down here. Not here, but it was down there. There's a little 3-bolt double hole O-ring gasket kind of thing. Always leaked, never could get it working right. And so I replaced that, put a header on it, and it ran a lot better. It sounds really good too. First, if you're doing off-road or you're doing on-road, one of the first things, biggest modifications that I thought was really good, first thing to do was tires. I drove this thing for a lot of years on just whatever tires I could find for the cheapest I could find them. Eventually, I broke down and bought a good set of tires. Again, these are budget tires. These are an Accelera MT-01. They are a 235/75/15, and they fit stock. They fit. They don't rub. They fit. Very good tire. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so just so you know, doing this all on my own. Cheap budget tire. I've been running these 3 years. Love them. Or buy whatever tires you want for your application, but having a good tire makes your ride nice. And then I run about 20 PSI on the road, and right now I'm in the rocks down in beautiful southern Utah, and I'm running about 8 PSI on stock rims here. What would another modification be that I did to this? This is a simple one. I do a lot of off-road. I really love doing the off-road, and so I went with a 2-inch puck lift. It's like $100 for the lift kit. So what it is, I'll show you right here. So right up here, there's a spacer that goes on top of your strut on the back. Right here, you get under here so you can see on the back. Get a better picture of that too. Anyway, so it's a 2-inch spacer lift. They just bolt in on top of your springs and top of your struts and lift it up. You do have to do camber bolts on the front, and you have to do longer shocks on the back. I think I'm running 1987 Corolla shocks on the back of this. Maybe you can see it this side better. So right there, you can see it. This is my 2-inch spacer here that goes right on top of the spring, and then the Corolla shocks, aside from the little deal down here, they bolt right in. Excellent modification, well worth the money. It's about $100 for that lift. It's awesome. It helps a lot with clearance. Another big thing that I did that I really enjoyed, that really liked, my tractor's an absolute disaster right now because we've been down in Sand Hollow wheeling and having a lot of fun, is I put brand new carpet in it, and underneath the carpet I put in sound deadening material. Underneath the carpet I put in sound deadening material that made a huge difference. Bumpers, I have these bumpers up for sale on, I sell them. My contact info is in the description of this video. Hit me up if you want to buy one. They're a sheet metal kit. You can look at my videos on my channel of how to put them together, what it takes to weld them together, everything like that. So I have front bumper, I have a skid plate right here. It bolts in factory location here. It bolts in factory location back there. And yeah, those, I only have them for the 2 doors right now. Eventually I'll have them for 4 doors. But rear bumper, I just like the look of the rear bumper. Functionally, it does nothing. It just looks cool. It's cosmetic. So I'll give you a good look of that. So I like this one. It tucks in right to the body lines, right around, really beautifully. And then inside here, it bolts right up to the factory holes right there, and right on the bottom down here. I should show you that. Bolts up to the factory holes. So really great cosmetically. I just love it. Eventually I'm gonna do more with it, but not for this video. So then I made the most recent big modifications I did a transfer case gears at 3-to-1 in the transfer case, and the stock gears are 1.8-to-1. I put 3-to-1s in this. If you're doing rock crawling, it is amazing. It is a lot better. If you're running sand or just general dirt roads, off-road a little bit, I don't know that it's really necessary. They make a 4.24-to-1 for this. If you're doing a lot of rock crawling and not doing a lot of sand, that's probably the one for you. Again, I have a video on my channel. I'll link it. A lot of these videos I just put in as cards and they show up here or up here, and you can go check them out. Let's see. One of the modifications I made, no, I don't sell kits for this, is when you're getting a lot harder into off-road, the cross member, the transmission cross member. What I did, I think I have a video on this one. I took the stock cross member, I added onto the side, I added another plate around the bottom, and stock cross member again, but added a lot more rigidity to it, a lot more strength to it, just to make it a lot stronger. And so it made a big difference. I bashed it on a few rocks and I haven't bent it yet. So yeah, those are probably the top modifications for a tracker. If you're in the market for one, wonder what it takes to build one. I say about $5 grand with the purchase of the vehicle. They're really cheap, really fun to do, but you do a little bit at a time. If you don't have a ton of money to throw into it, you do a little bit at a time. If you have all the money to throw into it at once, you can do it all at once. It's up to you. Very easy to modify, very awesome. Oh, I forgot the locker. I have an electronic locker in the rear. Worth the money. Probably, aside from the engine rebuild, the most expensive upgrade I did on this. I think they're like $700 or $800, give or take, whoever you buy them from, right? This is a TRE, and it's amazing. So that's the E-locker in the rear. It goes right in. This has 512 gears in it, E-locker. Front end, I did put a steel differential in it, out of a 99 to 04 Grand Vitara V6 5-speed. Good luck finding them. They're really hard to come by. But yeah, if you're in the market for a tracker, there you go. That's what you can do with them. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments. I have other videos where I've done a lot of this work on this tracker. I've done so much work on this and I love this thing to death. It is fantastic. Power steering, air conditioning. If you don't have it in yours, you can buy it. A power steering off of any year of the first gens, bolts right in. You might have to modify a bracket if you're going from a 16 valve to an 8 valve, but it'll bolt in. Make sure you get the steering gearbox. Make sure you get the shaft that goes from the gearbox to the column. There's that shaft in there. Get that, get the pump, and it'll bolt right in. I did air conditioning upgrade on this as well, so, and it bolts in. You get the similar stuff, junkyard stuff, or find a few guys who are selling parts. I think Highway 83 Suzuki in Wisconsin. There's a guy named Randy Gibbs up in Tacoma, Washington, who has parts for these. They're hard to come by, but hey, they're worth it. That's what I got for you. And again, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Keep the trackers alive, love them. So thanks for watching.